We live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geek Cypher here on Free X Agents Media, also available on geekcypher.com, GWKCYPHA. We all repping a little bit of Canadian, little Maple Leaf, little Blue Jay.
Oh shoot! Look at that!
We
Wow, we didn't
all
plan
got.
on doing that.
I don't even know what. Jaws, I have no clue what is on your shirt.
That looks like
Jaws is showing me
is that a penny? No,
Serif.
okay.
What's
Serif.
Serif Industries?
It doesn't have the. It's from Deus Ex. It's from Deus Ex. They made it here in Montreal.
This guy
Oh,
with the deep cut.
I know
Very
these
good.
gamer kids acting like we know
so
stuff.
when you play that game, you get to one of the mechanics of it is that you get into like an argument face off. So like you choose different dialogue options and stuff, and one of the guys you face off against is voiced by Arthur's dad.
Oh, nice.
Arthur?
Yeah,
The show, Arthur.
Arthur Aardvark.
Oh, from the show Arthur.
Yeah, for the show Arthur. So
The
guy
voice actor who does that voice.
that does Arthur's
Oh.
dad's voice.
Skinny, you made a face, but I had no clue who he was talking about. What
Dead for
he
that.
said
I'm talking
Arthur's dad. I was just like,
Talking
who
about
is
people
Arthur?
from Montreal. So also shout out to
Arthur's
his name. What's his name? Tristan DeLala is also in the show. He's like a few character random voices here and there.
I know Tristan Delala.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Yeah, Tristan's always been doing a lot of stuff. I actually bumped into him recently. He was filming here in my neighborhood, like a movie, and I didn't know they were filming because I didn't notice the camera crew.
You walked on set, didn't you?
I walked right on. I was like, "Yo, Tristan, what's good?" And he was just like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And I was
just
like,
filming.
"Thanks." Yeah, no, but he was actually very nice about it. He's like, "Yo, nice to meet you. Nice to meet." Like, I introduced him to my friend because my friend India was with me, and then he was with his friend who was not his friend. It's an actress. Like, I didn't know, so I was like, I have no clue what's happening. He was nice enough to introduce me, and then I was just like, he's just like, "Oh, we're just filming," and then he like gestured in the distance, and I looked over, and I was like, "Oh, there's a camera with a full crew," and I guess they were like lavaliered mic, like. Because I didn't see mics on them or anything, so I was just like, oh.
Get off the set, you idiot!
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much like people look at me like, "Can you please go away? We are filming." And I was like, "I'm sorry."
And be like, whoa, hold up, you know.
My nigga, we have this light for like 10 minutes. If you don't move,
He was so nice about it. Honestly, if I was in his shoes, I would have been like, "Nick, you need to get the out of here right now. We are filming a movie." And the fact that he didn't do that, I appreciate because I was just like,
yo,
"Thank
that's
you,
the
sir."
best opening of an episode in the past. I don't know how long, but wow, Brian, you could have a.
I also think he was in that. What was it, the Syrup Heist movie that's on Amazon Prime?
Yes, Sticky,
Yeah, I think he's in that as well.
which stars what's her name? She was in
Jamie
the
Lee Curtis, I think, is in it, and then
no, but the star is the woman
isn't
from
she-
The Americans, and she always plays like
is she in Justified too?
yes, Justified, The Americans, BoJack Horseman.
Jesus.
In BoJack, I think she plays herself, which is the
Oh,
funniest
snap.
part.
Can we
Like,
go
you
back to you walking onto a set with a friend?
Again, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I truly,
so beautiful. That's
and
so
I
because
sh-
you're.
and
Hey,
again,
man,
shout outs to Tristan for being cool with
this
it.
is
'Cause
my friend. You know,
very much just ruined the take. I don't know if they were in the middle of a take. I just saw him walking with a friend and talking, and I just said, "Yo, Tristan, what's up?" And fully, they must have been doing a take.
bro.
And
That's a blooper somewhere.
yeah. But I
need
didn't
that
sign
on
a
the DVD
release.
cut. What is?
I didn't
like,
sign a release. Don't put it in my face and no move. No, I'm joking. Put it. Go ahead. This is
I
me.
didn't sign
This is
nothing.
me. This is me signing the release right now.
Caitlin Deaver? No, that's not it.
No,
Shoot.
Caitlin Deaver is the girl who is
Nope.
in The Last of Us, who's currently playing the Abby,
Dang it!
and she was the daughter on Last Man Standing. That's
I
Caitlin.
know it.
Hey,
Guys.
Tristan.
There we go. Margot Martindale.
I knew the Dale part, but I couldn't remember anything else.
Because I was like, I remember her character's name.
Martindale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I
Margot
remember her
Martindale.
character's name was Mags, and I was like, okay, it's Mags. So I'm trying to find it in the wiki.
Oh,
Uh,
her. Yeah. I know her.
So yeah, Margot Martindale, who's been in a bunch of stuff, great actress.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, we do have to talk about an unfortunate thing though to start us off. Very sad news: the passing of another great actor. Someone that I think we could definitely say held it down for us, especially for us nerds. He's, in my opinion, one of the best Marvel movies ever made. Winter Soldier. Robert Redford has passed at the age of 89. this is a very sad loss for the industry. He also started Sundance, which is huge.
Yep.
The fact that he started this film festival that I feel has changed the movie industry, revitalized the independent film industry, and has done so much and means so much to so many actors and so many people. And there's like clips out there of other famous actors like doing podcasts during Sundance, and Robert Redford like walking in. Specifically, I'm thinking of the Andy Samberg interview where he's doing press for Palm Spring, the time loop movie, and which got released at Sundance, and he's with Kristen Milotti, and both of them are doing the interview, and he jokingly says, "What if Robert Redford walked in here?" And then Robert Redford does walk in, and the next part of the podcast is him literally freaking out, like yo, he's just walking, like it's just him freaking out about Robert Redford being in the room with him, and it's just so fun to see like someone that like Andy Samberg is one of those guys that people really do like respect, like he's held it down. SNL has a great history, and to see him gushing like a little kid over Robert Redford.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it's just funny to see celebrities who themselves have fans who would cry at their feet acting like, yo, but if you think I'm good, check this dude out,
Yeah, exactly.
So Robert Redford, I mean, guys, we're talking about a filmography that just runs decades
deep.
Filmography. I'm
wasn't he in the movie where Watergate, the Watergate movie? I'm trying to find the name of it.
All of them? Yeah, let's find it. I have his wiki already pulled up.
Is it All the Horses Men?
Wow, hold on. Maybe.
I was gonna look up. I just wanted to see what IMDb puts as his known for, because I always find that interesting.
30 movies.
Yeah, because like whenever an actor comes is on, like IMDb always lists the known for, and they usually put 3 or 4 movies, and these are like, I guess, supposed to be your most popular movies ever made. So in his case, the movies are The Natural, 1984.
Yeah.
Ordinary People, which he directed in 1980.
Butch Cass.
Yeah, yep. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969.
The Sting.
And All the President's Men from 1976. So those are the
President's Men. That's the one
that he's listed as being known for.
Like,
and then his
if you ever do a history or a journalism class, they're definitely going to show you that movie.
Yes, yeah, because that one is like from the perspective of the journalist for Watergate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Important movie.
And journalism is still damn important these days, guys. Let us not laugh, because we do need journalism to continue to be important. But we do bid farewell to him and condolences to his family. I feel like it's always sad that we have to start off these episodes with loss, but I mean, when some of these people have meant so much to the industry and to people, legends. It's legit legends. So condolences to his family and his fans and his friends. We got a little bit.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say, man?
I was saying, because I was looking at his filmography, and it seems like he does like one film a year, and then like in the 90s and 80s, he'd do like 86, take 85 off, then do 87, and like the films would just drop, like, so took longer to get put out back then, but at the same time he was very consistent, but only doing like, he never do doubles in a year. I respect that. I
mean, and I can only imagine when you're like, you have your family, you have your ideas, you have your dreams, you don't want to spend your entire life on film sets,
right?
And so I can imagine that those gaps were some of the most important and beautiful times for him, because he's probably just like, I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do.
I'm chilling, and I'll come back for this movie. Yeah. So,
go on. But these same studios that once gave us some wonderful and beautiful movies are doing some real big shit right now, because Paramount, that just got bought out by Skydance, is putting in a bid. It's not out yet. At the time of the recording of this podcast, they have not officially put in the bid. But Paramount is exploring putting in a bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery.
Why?
Singularity is happening.
Guys,
it's crazy.
Under the current American administration, this is something that could happen. Other administrations would probably take a beat and check before they let this monopoly kind of come into play.
They would be like Nate Dogg. Hold up.
Wait.
You're not going to be rocking till the wheels fall off.
I truly did not expect where that was going. I was like, they're going to be like, Nate Dogg, what the is he talking about? That was perfect. That was perfect. No, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is to me, this is very sad news to hear, because I don't know if you guys remember, maybe this isn't very big news, but the literary world, I think Random House and Penguin wanted to merge, or one wanted to buy out the other.
That's crazy.
And they said no, because you'd be shutting down, like you'd be getting rid of one major buyer, which leads to competition. And competition is the reason that these people, these creators and these writers and these filmmakers and all these people have options and choices and can demand more money for their projects. And if you guys just merge all the people who buy the products, then, and they don't have anyone to sell to, then there's no bidding war and they can't demand a higher price, and you guys can pretty much just set the price at whatever you want.
They're like, yeah.
That's exactly.
No. They were like, they're not like that. They're like, no. Fingers all crossed behind their back and everything.
You hear one dude like, yeah, and they're like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like these guys are very much yeah ands, because this is so Paramount and Warner Brothers merging would be kind of crazy, especially. Like Fox and Disney already merged, which
there you go. So like once
big.
You let that happen, then all of them are like, yo, word? Like, you know the dude by the tree doing this?
Yeah.
That's all the companies after that.
So I don't know, like Universal Studios, Sony, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and Disney are the major film producers right now. If Paramount and Warner's merge, that takes away another player. Then you have like your lower tiers, you have your Neons, your Blumhouse, your A24s.
I hope Blumhouse isn't one of the companies that takes over the world in the future. That would be dark. Like, if I'm looking at the movie studios that's gonna take over the world, like on some aliens shit, I'm hoping it's I'm really hoping it's more Disney and like Warner and less like Blumhouse and all them independent niggas, because
yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think I would trust the independent ones more so than Disney.
Their morals, I don't know.
I mean,
same with Disney. Same with Disney.
Yeah,
Disney get that money, ho.
Yeah, Mickey is out here very much pulling a Wayne Brady on Chappelle's show. Like,
yeah,
is Mickey gonna have to get out of the car and smack a bitch? Like, that's the energy.
Mickey's been smacking bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Collecting.
Who do you think is gonna send us out there to like find other species and put us in cryo sleep versus who's gonna leave us down here to fend for ourselves against AI and eventually become the AI? Because I thought it was Google back then, and they're kind of Google's slowing up.
I feel like Disney is doing both, because Disney has Fox and Alien, and they're just like, we're gonna put you in cryo sleep. And then Disney also has, like, I know we talked about it last week on the podcast that Warner Brothers is suing Midjourney for copyrighted material because they're allowing Midjourney. Midjourney has been creating and giving people the access to create just full-on comic books. Like, people have been creating Batman comic books and stuff because you could just prompt and get Batman doing this, and then people are just
tell it's fake because Batman has like what, 4 fingers,
longest ears ever, and...
or Batman has a gun and stuff like that, because people are just like, we could write whatever we want. So I would say I don't trust any of them, like, bar none.
Yeah,
because these guys.
It sounds very similar to when they let Microsoft buy Activision, and then the fallout of that.
Yeah.
So all those games that were going to come out that aren't coming out, and they're just killing it, and they're doing this. They're shutting down this studio, that studio, bunch of people out of work, and all that kind of stuff. So
you got to be mindful out there. Real quick, I want to say shout outs to Lee J. Shout outs to Lee J. Shout outs to Mark P. Who've been watching since the beginning. We always appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't worry, once we have our next party, y'all are definitely getting invited again. Lee J, who got rid of his dreads at the party, crazy. Oh, yeah. Still feels crazy to think of, but I'm happy he enjoyed it. Mark, you got to come through next time. I know you had some other stuff going on, but please make sure you come through because we'd love to have a drink with you. Other news: DC has canceled the Red Hood comic book series after the writer made inflammatory comments about the death of a certain American right-wing podcaster.
Okay, nice.
So this writer over at DC was writing Red Hood, issue number 1 had dropped. And then when a certain right-wing conservative podcaster and I don't know what else to call it. For some reason, people put a lot of
certain
power.
RCP.
Yeah. But they put a lot on his name when he wasn't a politician. He was just a podcaster. Like that's the part I don't understand. Like people are doing like flags at half. Like the U.S. is doing flags at half. They want to. They want to put him out here on Air Force 2, and they're doing all this stuff for somebody who, again, not a politician. So I think it's a little intense, but it seems that the current administration down south feels that this was his lot in life and he was an important figure and they want to do that.
I believe the term, and sorry to use this term, but I believe the term, and he was the man-dem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 5 football teams that didn't hold a moment of silence for him.
Which were?
Wow.
I have to look up the list. I know the Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions were 2 of the teams. The Bengals was another team. I can't remember the other 2, but they did not hold moments of silence, which is, normal, because I don't see why you would hold a moment of silence for a podcaster. But once again, so this writer over at DC, when this podcaster died, made a lot of comments, or one very specific angry comment. I do believe that this person felt comfortable making this statement because I would dare say the podcaster in question did speak about protecting freedom of speech and the right to say what you want.
Yeah.
However, we have talked about it on this podcast that freedom of speech is not freedom without consequences. And unfortunately, DC did not feel comfortable with the things that were said and canceled the title to the point where they are refunding to the vendors.
Wow.
Even if they've sold the issue. So if you sold the comic book to someone, you are still getting the money back. That's how much DC is trying to clean that up. So
I guess that comic is worth money now.
I would think so. Yeah. Anyone who did get that comic book.
One print. No reprints.
Yeah, one print and limited editions, because the other ones I imagine. No.
No tomb to be collected.
There's no more issues continuing. And on top of that, they probably had to return the ones that were there. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah. And then also in crazy kind of DC related news, speaking of, I'm going to be talking about Gen V a little bit later in the show, but Derek Liu, who plays Jordan Lee on Gen V, the shape-shifting character, the male version of the shape-shifting character, and Asher Angel, who played Billy Batson in the Shazam film, are both eyeing the role of Nightwing. They both want to play Dick Grayson in the new DCU, James Gunn's DCU. So people are a little excited. I personally think Derek Liu looks more like Nightwing than the Asher Angel over there. But
if for me, if we were in a different universe and Tom Holland wasn't Spider-Man, I would get him to play Nightwing, just because he could do backflips. He could actually do the acrobatic gymnast stuff.
Yeah,
I'd be down to see him doing some kind of.
I wouldn't mind seeing. I'm pretty sure they could find other actors that could do it though, and I would love to see. But yeah, you're right. If we were in a world where he didn't play Spider-Man and he is that athletic, that is pretty good casting. I could see that. So I'm going to put up a picture of I'm trying to find a picture of Derek Liu where he almost kind of just embodies the night. I found one. Okay. Where he kind of just looks like Nightwing.
Okay.
So if you guys are checking us out on YouTube, you're going to see it. But if you're listening and you want to see what I'm talking about, I would ask you to go over to YouTube right now at the 19-minute mark abouts and join us. Join us in exploring the young actor known as Derek Liu. So Derek, I think, kind of could fit the role pretty well. I mean, he looks like Nightwing already. Is what I'm saying. Okay. And I think a lot of people want someone that looks like this. Kind of looks very like the dark hair. Because Asher Angel, I know you could just dye hair. I get it. I get that that's not that hard. But when I look at this kid in particular, I don't necessarily see someone who looks the role. But, of course, I could be wrong because I say that, and then someone posted a picture of him looking muscular as hell right now. So I'll share this one.
Casting's always
I stand corrected. Asher Angel could also probably, because I didn't know he looked like this anymore. Last time I saw him, he didn't look like that. So once again, if you guys, you know what? If anything, I'll try and make the pictures of Derek and Asher the cover of this episode. We'll make it for all you people out there who like to thirst over fit bodies. There you go. That'll be your gift for this episode.
Because I kind of feel like it's the same thing with when they were casting James Bond, and it was the last James Bond we had.
Daniel Craig,
and everyone's like, "No, what are you doing?" And then we actually got to see him in the role, and we're like, "Oh, okay, oh yeah. I mean,
dude, the history of that goes even further. Michael Keaton for Bruce Wayne. People hated Michael Keaton for Tim Burton's Bruce Wayne / Batman.
They didn't want. I'm assuming like the fans at the time were like, Tim Burton, the guy that did Pee-wee's Big Adventure. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they also they did not like that casting. So, I mean, we've seen it for a long time. The fans are always pretty upset when it comes to casting because we all have very specific ideas in our head. It's very rare for an actor to get cast and everyone just universally accepted. Even the latest Superman movie had David Cornsweet kind of getting some flack for it. Henry Cavill got flack for it when. Say what? Sorry.
Even the last Batman too.
Yeah. But Robert Pattinson, 100%. We all laughed and said the Twilight Kid. Like, no,
and he hasn't been the Twilight Kid for like years. Like he was actually.
I know,
working, but no, I'm saying like up until that point, he was working on really 100%. Shedding that off, and he had done a really good job up until that point.
Oh no, acting wise, don't get me wrong, has the chops. But I'm just saying, when your biggest role and the role that made you the most famous is playing a vampire who glistens in sunlight, and now people are looking forward to seeing their new Bruce Wayne Batman. And up until that point, we hadn't gotten a brooding Bruce Wayne. Every version of Bruce Wayne was the kind of fancy, flamboyant, multi-billionaire character.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got a plan and I know what I'm doing.
Right. So, but this was, like you've said on this podcast, this is year one. So we got Bruce before he realized he needed, if Batman's going to exist, he needs to wear the Bruce Wayne mask because people kind of see that the recluse is, this guy is a little too, the recluse is a little too weird. Like, why is the multi-billionaire hiding in a tower? And then it's just like, no, be out and about, be busy, do these things. And
which I thought was pretty cool. Like, I liked how he kept going to the club. So he goes into the club as Batman and he has to fight his way through. Then he goes in through as Bruce Wayne. And everyone's like, oh, Bruce Wayne, come right in. And he's like,
exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's so much easier for me to get intel if I just play the multi-billionaire and go into clubs. But yeah, so I mean, it would be interesting to see Derek Liu or Asher Angel play Nightwing. I am still looking forward to James Gunn continuing the DCU, even though it is just a continuation of the DCEU. But we'll see. And whatever it is, and whatever the casting, as much as I might not love these castings, Jaws is not wrong. I am willing to wait and see what happens.
And also I would want to see, the dedication of these actors. They get into the fighting and stuff like that. So it's not just, cut and it's clearly somebody in a suit, clearly not them. Like at least a little bit, That's always something that you want tangible in there.
Yeah. What else do we got in news? Mr. and Mrs. Smith season 2 delayed over at Prime. This is actually a little bit of a sad story. I think a lot of people have been enjoying I enjoyed season 1 of the series quite a bit and were disappointed when it was revealed that they weren't necessarily going to have those actors come back because it was going to be done in an anthology style.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have like different kind of Mr. and Mrs. Smiths every season, which to me sounded, after a while, I was just like, oh, actually, that's not a bad idea. But I do understand people being a little reticent about that. Like they were like, well, I kind of love the idea of these two doing it because, I mean, Maya, I can't remember her last name, but Gambino and Maya were really, really good in the first season of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So,
I mean, I also feel like if you do it as an anthology, it doesn't mean that those other characters can't stop in during the season kind of thing.
Yeah,
good point.
Still loses a bit of its oomph, though.
Yeah.
Guys, I have one more piece of news, but then I also found something that I thought I'd want to discuss with you guys, see what your vibe is on this. Oh wait, hold on. I just got another piece of news. I'm doing like a headline
live updates. Oh wait, this just in.
Just perfectly said, gentlemen. Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, NBCU, so NBC Universal, are suing Chinese AI company Minimax, alleging it pirates and plunders studio copyrighted works on massive scale. So we've been talking about Jaws. We talked about it last week that the AI companies are starting to face some legal issues when it comes to copyrighted material with some of the major studios. Last week, Warner Brothers with Midjourney, and Jaws, I think what you said was one of the most valid points. If you guys were out here suing grandmas and kids in universities for downloading content, why are you not going after these insane multi like terabyte? No, not terabyte's not even the word. What's the largest size? Petabyte downloading, stealing monsters who are just taking everything they can get their hands on to train their AIs. So
and not even pay you for it.
Not pay a dime.
Not even buy a copy to say I bought a copy and now I'm copying that copy. They're just literally going to the library, getting it for free.
I mean, like my day, I used to have to at least rent the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spend the $6-7 or whatever it was just to burn it. I mean, not burn it and so on, whatever.
Not burn. Allegedly. Potentially. But no, like it's kind of crazy, and it's actually very unfortunate that again they let the AI companies go as far as they did, because this is why they thought they could keep getting away with it. Like if you don't stop someone from stealing, they're gonna there's actually, oh man, I hate the fact that I forgot the term out. There's actually a psychological term for when someone gets away with something that they think they can get away with it more. Like if you jaywalk and you never get caught jaywalking, you'll just think, oh, I'll never get caught jaywalking.
Yeah,
because every time you
have
do
to
it
a few times.
Yeah,
sociopath.
No. It's not something like that, but it's something in the sense of like, if you get away with doing this thing that you're not supposed to do and you never get caught, you feel more comfortable doing it over and over again, because every time you don't get caught, it reinforces the fact that like, oh, well, I can do this.
It's like drivers that just roll through stop signs.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's one of the best examples.
Or the ones who don't indicate, or most Montreal drivers, or I don't know.
No, but that's true. That's it. Yeah. Those are all examples. Those are all the things.
You get very mad at, like, people like that get mad at bicyclists, which, I understand, but like, you're in a bigger car. You're in a car. You're in a tank, literally. And
I get mad at them when they do it at daycare stops. The amount of times I almost been licked down, bro. Talking about I didn't see you midday. Like, what? It's 3. Talking about you didn't see me.
I've been seeing some crazy car videos of like people on their phones driving, and they just boom, big accident. Or just drinking their thing, and this person just comes out from the side. Then they don't stop for some reason, or they don't chill out.
Oh, I have video of that. I have a camera outside the front of my house, and there was one day I came home and saw ambulance, police car, fire truck, cars smashed up, and I was like, oh, I need to see this. So I rewound the security camera and went back and watched the accident. And it fully starts with someone driving by texting, and you see the light has changed, and the person texting rams right into the back of the car and then pushes that car forward, and that car rams right into the other car, pushes them into the intersection at the red light. Thankfully, no cars were coming, but as you can imagine, it caused a traffic jam because this car is now in the intersection.
Yeah, intersection's grimy too. That intersection, boy. When I saw you over there the other day,
we bumped into each other. My intersection is messy because my intersection isn't like straight and then right. My intersection kind of splits into 3. And
it doesn't make any sense. It's really
kind of dangerous. You got to be
Montreal.
But yeah,
Wendell, you were saying the other day, for me to be safe, I can tell you that as a driver of a big ass truck, the amount of people that I just see casually, Audis, Hondas, whatever, just texting in like midday traffic, and you're like, hey buddy, like, you want to
not that important.
It's not even that it's not that important. You're the reason why we're all the way back there. Move forward. You're not. You're just like la 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 la.
Yeah, even when I drive, I try to like hang back, and then I'll look around and I'm like, oh, this person's driving really slow. I can go around them. All right. And then, oh, here we go.
People, they're just so bad. So bad. Anyway.
I was going to say, so one of the last pieces of news that I found is streaming. Streaming is down as people return to school. So they have the stats on streaming and the likes, and they've said that the streaming across all streaming platforms has dropped by. I can't find the exact percentage, but so football viewing, sports and stuff like that is up 30%. But it's actually not that big of a drop. It's only a 2%. Oh no, 9% drop. 9% drop in the age range of young adults has dropped as people have gone back to school, and overall has caused a large drop, which you can imagine because a lot of people will just let their kids watch stuff on the streamer and they just they just watch it all day. So if the kids are now back at school, well, that viewership drops across the board. So
I also heard something like going on YouTube where a lot of people were saying like for some reason there was like a big drop in viewership, but it seems like when they dug into the data a little bit more, it seemed like it was more so on computers, and they were saying like, maybe because YouTube isn't counting people that are using ad block because they're if your view only counts if you see an ad apparently. So that's how
is that what it is now?
Apparently. But then YouTube's YouTube's like, we haven't changed anything. There's nothing going on our end. We haven't changed. We haven't fixed. We haven't fooled around with anything.
I got to tell you guys.
Everyone's like, well, if we look at the data from mobile and we look at the data from TV, like when you stream on your TV, like all the numbers are pretty even,
steady,
but steady. And then when you look at computer specifically, it's like it goes down.
I won't say what the site is because I don't want people to start using it. But there's but there's a site that I use that strips away all ads for YouTube, and it is great. Because if you go on a playlist, so like for example, we don't get any money right now because our channel doesn't have the subscriber number to make revenue from the podcast. But we have like 300 episodes of this podcast plus like a couple other hundreds of shorts and other video content on our page.
Watch time hours is probably crazy.
Yeah, our watch time hours are actually very good. And recently I had to fill out something for our pass, like a media pass for an event, and it was just like, what's your impressions? And I looked at the impressions. I was just like, oh crap, our impressions are like 30K a month across like two or three social media platforms, and we're like averaging 10K a month on each one. And one of them is we only just started posting stuff on TikTok, so the potential for growth is there. So I felt pretty comfortable being like, 30K impressions a month, because that felt pretty good to be able to say. Shout out to all you guys who've been supporting. But when it comes to the YouTube stuff, I was just like, I kind of don't want to watch ads. So if you put something in a playlist, there's a site that I know where you could put in a special thing into the URL and it strips away all the extra on YouTube and only gives you the video with nothing else. I know it's wrong.
I think there's also browsers that do that as well.
Yeah. But this one is in any browser you use, there's something you can do, and it does it for everything. And I was kind of like, this is wonderful. Because no offense to these guys out there. I understand you guys want to make your money, but the amount of ads you put in.
Some of these niggas are notorious, man. It's like, and like
they don't get to
decide in your video.
No, exactly. That's the thing. It's not them deciding, it's YouTube deciding, and YouTube is being unreasonable. I understand putting 1 or 2 ads, but sometimes the ads are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long.
Well, don't you set precedents of how many ads you would put in a certain video depending on its length?
Oh, I don't know. You might know, because
I feel like that's what they do, because you'll have some that'll be like one at the beginning, one at the end, and then you'll have other dudes like Comics Explained, where it'll be like bump, beep, beep, bonk, and you're like, come on, dude, like I'm not trying to. And the key point of what Dr. Doom is, bam, and you're like, fuck about Crest right now. Why? I'm really just trying to hear about this comic book.
100%. And again, I understand they need to be paid for this content that they're creating. It's just the idea of like putting like that many ads, and it's just so many ads. And
swing it this way, because they do need to be paid, but at this point where you're at like 100,000 subscribers, even past that, you have your plaque. You don't need it like that, buddy. It's not like that. At that point, you're paying an editor. You have a full team. You probably have a part 2 channel. You got your TikTok rolling. You don't need it like that at that point.
Well,
like you do. So you could.
We know how capitalist systems work. They do want it like they don't need it, but they want it like that.
And that's the most for sure.
Yeah, I mean. We say this. I say this only. I don't say we. I'll say me, because some of us in this room have gotten ourselves the requisite number of subscribers. So
but those watch time hours, it has to be 4,000 within the 365-day period.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's
madness. Because at one point I was at 355 and I was yay, but then that popular video that got the 10K goes past a year, and then all that shit drops back, and it's pitiful. It's really sad to see it go like.
Yeah, that's hard.
Because like you're not catching them everything, so you literally have to.
No, I know. Yeah,
it's the chase.
I gotta say, shout outs to MEK, who's been telling me for the longest time we need to be on TikTok. Because at first I was just like, every time I post a clip on TikTok, it gets 2 views. It doesn't do anything. She's like, Brian, just keep posting. I was like, okay, and I literally said, fine. You know what I'm gonna do? We have the Opus clips that's been doing the clips for us. And it makes like 30 clips an episode, and I'm just like, clip 1 tomorrow, like noon, clip 2 the next day at noon, clip 3 the next day at noon. I still have to edit some of the clips sometimes, because like, for example, like with you Skinny, sometimes the frame will cut, so I have to reframe it. Or with Ness, because Ness has a poster with a face on it in the background, it thinks that's an extra face. So
that's creepy.
It's really creepy. So sometimes when I'm editing clips, it'll cut to Ness talking, but there'll be Ness on one side and then the other face behind her in the other window, and I'm like, what the hell? So I have to fix some of those minor things, but ultimately it's been doing. I'm like, Jaws, you are like a hero on there. Every time I post a clip with you explaining something, your Balrog clip has done great for us. And what was the other clip? There was another clip where you're explaining something. The clip where we talked about Robert Downey Jr. did really well too. Where we talked about him in the blackface. People were getting mad at us too. People were just like, "Hey man, well, you guys are lame. It's not Robert Downey Jr. who did blackface. It's Robert Downey Jr. as a white guy." And I'm like, we literally said that. You didn't watch the whole clip. That's the best part. People who make
Robert Downey Jr. as a white guy. Ain't he white?
No, I know, but what? They were trying to say Robert Downey Jr. because we talked about the fact that Robert Downey Jr. did blackface.
Yes.
And which is, in the universe we live in, a factual statement. But they were trying to make the point that Robert Downey Jr. was playing a character who did blackface, which sure, but we did say that. Jaws said it. At the end of the clip, Jaws says he's playing an Australian who does the blackface. But obviously this person didn't watch the full clip.
Right.
And then just commented at the top. And it's stuff like that is hilarious to me. So.
What about 2 things? What about Drewski? Have you seen that?
His white face?
His white face at NASCAR. He basically
was crazy.
He basically did the Eddie Murphy skit from SNL.
Yeah, I saw.
So like he goes out in the real world and I think he's from
NASCAR?
the area, right?
I'm not sure, but it was at the NASCAR track.
It was at one of the NASCAR races, and he's just hanging out with people. He's got someone's grandma on his lap.
Lord have mercy. Yo, that makeup is pretty crazy too, though.
I think he was telling him, no, do the tan line like this. Like he knew exactly how it had to look and feel and everything. And also speaking of Balrog, have you seen clips of 50 Cent?
True. They posted pictures. Let me see if I can find one.
50 Cent got the haircut. He got the hairline as Balrog. It's wild. And even like I think Ja Rule's trying to like make fun of him and stuff. I'm like, but 50's doing it.
Hold on, I think I found a picture. Let's see if I can load this picture for you guys. Yeah, so I do know people have been talking about it. I saw it online. People were pretty excited that he went full tilt for the haircut.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
crazy.
like but we have to acknowledge, like, when it comes to the Street Fighter is one of those IPs where the hair and the makeup is really important to the characters.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. Like, like look at that lineup. It's just
So if you guys,
and then also with the side here.
The line.
The side here. Like, it's
so once again, if you guys are listening to this, we'd highly recommend jumping onto our YouTube and checking out the video. Or hell, actually, you can go to geekcypher.com, GEEKCYPHA, and check out the clips because we are available on our own website, and you can just watch from there. And even better, you can watch and listen to it like a podcast, because when you listen to it and close your phone, you can still play the YouTube clip from our website. But I would say, at the 40-minute mark of this episode, go check out. But you do see 50 Cent wearing those. What's that old-fashioned boxing outfit that they have, where it's like it looks like a garbage bag, like they wrap themselves in
sweatsuit, I guess.
The sweatsuits, but like the ones where they like tighten the neck and everything. So it's 50 Cent.
You're trying to cut weight, basically.
Yeah. So it's 50 Cent in one of those outfits with the haircut, the Balrog haircut, which is crazy to look at, but also pretty awesome.
And I think the video is him on the heavy bag as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how far he wants to go with this. Because sometimes, some of these guys, they start doing that training and then they're just like, yo, I'm actually pretty good at this. And they're like, I mean, it's a movie, but you do you. Let's see.
No, I remember Jamie Foxx said it the best when he was working when he was working on Ali, and he was working with the boxing trainer, and he's getting hyped and he's feeling all good for himself. And then the trainer was like, okay, you ready? Yeah. And it came right back down to earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just kind of reminded him.
Remember, if you go to a boxing gym and there's an old dude training you, show him all the respect. Don't get worked up. Don't think that, I could take him because he's old. He's gonna reach back in his mind and be like, you're James Fleroy, and you took my bike back in the day. I'm gonna come at you.
Yeah.
Just wham, wham, wham.
It's so funny you bring up that point, because I feel like that was what they were going for in Captain America: Brave New World. When you go into the gym with Isaiah at one point, and he's training the kid. I can't remember the character's name right now. With the Falcon. He's like Falcon Jr., not Anthony Mackie's Falcon, but the other dude, Danny Ramirez. Thank you. Danny Ramirez's character. I know. I said thank you to you as if you said
I didn't do nothing.
No, it was the back of my brain was telling me that. I was like, yeah. But like they had that scene, exactly what you're describing, where it's just like he thinks he's hot shit fighting against Isaiah, and it's just like, you don't even understand. Isaiah's not even trying right now. This is. And I know he has the super soldier serum in him, but more just the fact that he's also genuinely just a strong fighter. Like, he didn't get picked for that because he was a weak guy. Like, you got picked for the super soldier serum because you can handle it.
He's ex-military. Like,
yeah.
He's retired. He's a retired vet. Like, leave him alone.
Yeah. I've been watching a bunch of shows. I got some stuff that I've been watching. I want to give you guys a hint. I know Skinny wants to talk about some stuff. Hopefully he can come back and talk about it in a sec. But I'll start us off with one thing, just a quick nod. Star Trek Strange New World. I've been enjoying the show. I would say, though, too much Captain Kirk in this last season.
Oh.
I personally don't want to see Captain Kirk in Strange New World, because he comes along later and he doesn't need to be in the prequel show to that Star Trek.
Right.
Like, give me Pike, give me Spock, give me Number One, give me that whole crew. Let them do their thing. Let them be independent. Give me Ortega. Like, I don't have Chekhov and I don't have Sulu, because guess what? They don't exist yet. But the fact that Kirk comes around, Kirk was in like 3 or 4 episodes this season, and I was just like, why? We don't need you here. Stop bringing Kirk in. We understand that he's going to... Yeah, dude, that's the thing that bothers me, because I really do feel like this show 100% can stand on its own, and it's sad to me that they're kind of leaning into nostalgia points when they don't need to. This is a very good show. Star Trek Strange New World, I know a lot of people who say it's their favorite Star Trek show, more so than Star Trek the original series, Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, or Enterprise. This, like, people are saying, because this show has all the features of the original series, but also has modern like filming styles.
Right.
You know, like it's updated.
Yeah.
So we're watching something that feels more in line with how we actually think the future is going to be, as opposed to people with punch cards and rooms full of computers. Like
CRT monitors.
Yeah, I'm sorry, TOS.
Do they still say computer do this, computer do that, or they've moved past that?
Yeah, they do. They do. And you know, like that's the future of the franchise is a more aesthetic like this show, or the Kelvin universe, which is the one the film ones.
Right.
But you know, this thing that they're doing where they keep dropping in Kirk is like, please stop. Like y'all got to stop this. I don't need
Who's
Kirk.
the actor playing Kirk? Is it Chris Pine, or is it some other person?
No, it's some other dude. I don't even reckon. Like I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but I don't remember his name.
Oh, okay.
And he's good. And the show has like really funny stuff, because there's an episode where they create on the holodeck, which doesn't exist in the original Star Trek, the original series, but they kind of did some fuckery where, we're testing out this new piece of technology, so this is us testing it out. And they essentially create the holodeck,
right?
And they do the holodeck, and in the holodeck is a world in which they have a fake Star Trek TV show, and the actor who plays Kirk is playing a version of Kirk from the 60s.
Okay.
So like he doesn't play Kirk the way he plays Kirk now in the show is just like a regular guy.
Right.
He doesn't do the whole pause and like he doesn't do that. But then in this like holodeck version of Star Trek,
did William Shatner really do that in the original show, or people are pulling from more his he had an album and he was doing that a lot in his album?
I actually own that album, and I can tell you he does it both times.
Mr. Tambourine Man.
Yeah, Tambourine Man's a jam, by the way. The fact that you brought that one up out of all of them. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, also fantastic. Leonard Nimoy's If I Had a Hammer, great track. Anyways,
Bilbo
I have
Baggins,
both those albums.
Greatest Hobbit of them all.
I mean, I've talked about it on this podcast, how I got Leonard Nimoy to sing Bilbo Baggins at Fan Expo once. One of my greatest moments, hands down. Anyways, so he does talk like that in the show, and then they do make him do that in this kind of weird meta joke of a play that they're doing. And I'm like, guys, less Kirk, please. And you don't have a lot of time left, because I think this is like the second to last season that they're doing. So it's just like, film more with the characters, the proper leads of the show. Like we don't need them.
They're just messing around.
Yeah. What else what have you been checking out?
No, nothing really. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. So a lot of my podcasts I've caught up to all of them. So the one I'm kind of catching up now is, it got a rebranding actually. It's not called Are You Afraid of the Dark Universe? It's called the Pod Universe. They had recently updated it this September. So it's still the same guys. Dylan with Dalton and Dylan. But I'm assuming what happens is that they finished the whole Dark Universe thing, and they're moving on to like doing other stories basically with their podcast.
Right. So apologies.
No, it's okay.
These are the guys who were doing that, because I feel like you've talked about this.
Yeah.
They were writing down the Dark Universe and what it was supposed to be over at Universal Studios, right?
Yeah. So basically they're saying, like, what if Universal brought back the Dark Universe and the jumping off point was the Tom Cruise Mummy, and then they make their own universe off of that. So they're just taking all the Universal properties related to the monsters and making their own universe. And it's really fun. It's really interesting, and it's very entertaining.
Are they like doing fan casting for like characters and stuff?
Yeah. So
cool.
basically each episode is them pitching a new part of their universe, basically.
Whoa.
So basically similar to the MCU and the DC James Gunn EU and all that kind of stuff. So they're obviously it's a fantasy world in the sense of what if we just keep hitting it out the park and they just keep giving us money and we don't have to answer nobody and let's keep it going.
So cool.
We get to
so
do
funny.
everything. And then, once they finish their pitch, so they'll do like a semi-pitch, a semi-script kind of thing. And then they'll like at the end of each act, they'll kind of talk about it, maybe workshop some spots in it and try to make it a little bit more clear, a little more fluid, and it'll keep going. And then it'll build up to their big tent pole event that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely
pretty awesome.
In a world of doom and gloom. It's fun. It's fine. It's great to listen to people have some creativity and just going off the cuff and stuff. And there's some really funny ones. There's one guest they had where they pitched their own movie that might be outside of Universal. So like, Universal has been around for so many years and they have so many stories and movies. And so sometimes some people will take stuff that's like more obscure that you don't know about. And it's sometimes they're so obscure. It's like, hey, you could just find it on Vimeo. You could just find it on Daily Motion. Like that's how obscure some of those movies are, where Universal doesn't even renew the license for those movies. They're like, no one cares about this.
I'm just shocked. Are all of these characters still public domain?
I don't think they're public domain. And I think the reason that they changed the podcast was because they're like, okay, maybe someone says, hey, knock it off. Or they say stop. And then that's why they kind of have a big rebrand. That's what I'm assuming happened. But I mean, most of those characters, even though it's Universal monsters, it's still, it's still Dracula. It's still characters that are in the public domain, like Wolfman, Dracula,
right.
The Mummy.
I'm just wondering what Universal's control is over them, because I was actually one of those kids that didn't hate the Mummy movie. I didn't like Tom Cruise is the Mummy. I love
because you said kids, so you confused me which era.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I was going to clarify. I loved all the Mummy movies, whether it was Brendan Fraser's or Tom Cruise's. I actually found them all very entertaining.
I would say the third one's a little bit silly, but you do have Jet Li sidekicking a rocket coming at him as if he's sidekicking a missile. I loved that. That was that part of the movie was peak. Was it Curse of the Emperor King or something like that? The Jade Emperor,
something like that.
The third Mummy movie.
All those movies were fun to me. Like that's the thing. Whether I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're great movies, but were they entertaining?
I would say the first two are pretty great. I would say
the first one is fantastic, if I'm being honest. Like that one is one of the best.
Do you want Indiana Jones but not Indiana Jones?
Right.
Boom.
And do you want Indiana Jones that doesn't take it anywhere near as serious? Because Indiana Jones, even though he's not so serious, still feels a touch above serious for what this was.
It's still World War II and Nazis and stuff.
Yeah. I would say don't watch Scorpion King. Do not do it.
I would say watch it.
Oh, no.
I would say watch it. Because the second movie has the second movie has a CGI rock Scorpion King thing, and that's weird.
Yeah.
The animation that doesn't hold up, sadly, and I don't think they had a lot of time to work on that. And the Scorpion King first movie, it's fun. It's a silly movie. It's fun. It's harmless. It's fun.
I didn't like it.
I like how the bad guy dies. It's so stupid.
But all this to say, when we got to the Mummy with Tom Cruise, this was again one of those times where I was just like, you don't really need this. But then I saw the movie, I was just like, all right, like that wasn't so bad. Mm-hmm. And was it Russell Crowe who was playing Jekyll and Hyde?
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of fun too. Like I was just like,
because what stinks about it is that I think that was the second or third time they tried to reboot it.
Okay.
The Dark Universe, because I remember they had Dracula, the Untold Story,
right? Which is supposed to be
what's his name?
Supposedly a part of that universe.
It
right?
was a part of the universe, and then they're like, oh no, it's not going to be a part of the universe. And then I think they did Benicio del Toro's Wolfman, and then that didn't come out the way they wanted to, which is really sad because I've heard behind the scenes like Benicio del Toro, the director, I think everybody really loved the original Universal's Wolfman, and they were hoping to do something like that. And I think the the producers or the or Universal itself got their hands in and screwed up everything, and it just didn't work out in the end. And then they're okay, no, seriously, this time the Mummy, we're doing it. And then Tom Cruise got his fingers all in it, and it just didn't come out good at all. They just didn't know what it wanted to be. Really, is the main character that Tom Cruise playing a good person? He seems more like a jerk, but it seems like they're trying to make him good.
I feel like, and that's one of the things with storytelling. You don't, if you're lead character, you don't have to try and be a good guy. Just do the things you have to do. By the sheer fact that you are the focus of the story, people will empathize with you. That's kind of the thing, right? Like, they make TV shows about serial killers and people empathize with these serial killers. And it's just like, these people have killed like tons of people. And they're just like, yeah, but like he was abused. And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like but it's this crazy thing of like, if you put someone in the lead of a show or a story, if you make them the focal point, people will just empathize with them. That's just how people are. And it's messy to me. I don't understand.
Same with like Dune. Like I know Denis Villeneuve has read most of the books. And he's like, no, like the story of Dune and Dune Prophecy. I can't remember the second book.
Sure, yeah.
It's that you should be very weary of charismatic people being in charge of stuff. And like that's like if you follow them blindly, it's not gonna lead. And some people are like, no, Paul had to do what he had to do because this, that, and the other. It's like that's not the point. Even Hubert, like you can go back and find his old interviews. He says that's not the point of my book. My point of the book is supposed to be weary of people like that. It's a cautionary tale. But then the characters kind of, if you read the whole series, like the characters get away from him, and then it just kind of ends. And it's like, well, their stories will keep going on, and I'm kind of done.
That's funny. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention this earlier. Another news thing related to like old school sci-fi. Speaking of Dune, Foundation, which is over at Apple, got tagged for a 4th season, so they're going to be coming back after this last season that just ended. Yeah, I mean, what else have I'm trying to think what else I've been checking out. Alien Earth latest episode was pretty cool. They did some stuff like, remember how we were talking about the fact that putting these kids in these robot bodies kind of made it interesting for me, because I'm like, oh, the stupid decision is because you were a child, so I can't really be mad at you. I think I'm getting mad at kids, Josh.
Look at you.
I'm getting mad at children. I'm getting mad at children because
look at you turning into your father.
Hey man, I can only
stand over here and
I can only forgive
the measuring tape. and then you walk forward with the measuring tape, but they walk with you, so it's the same length. Did you see that video?
No, but that image is perfect. It is exactly. Yeah, dude, watching this show there are moments where you're just like, I have to remind myself, I get that they're kids. But like, because there's stuff that they're doing where it's like, I understand they're children, so you're going to do dumb shit. But there's stuff that they're doing that's like, you've been told, and it's not like, don't touch the stove, it's going to burn you. And then you have to touch the stove. You just go like, okay, well, they're going to learn. This is like, don't go into the demon cage of the alien monster that can burn your face off. And then they're like, okay, well, I can just go into the cage. And you're like, why are you?
So there's no black moms in space?
No.
What did I tell you?
There's no belts.
Don't touch nothing. Don't look at nothing. Don't ask me for nothing. Okay, good.
There's no belts in space, and that's a problem because some of these kids need a classic whooping. I'm telling you.
Well, I remember I was talking to a friend about Fresh Off the Boat, and it's based off of that chef's life.
Eddie Huang, right?
Eddie Huang, right? So, so I remember I asked a friend, like, "Oh, what if they made the show more accurate to Eddie Huang's like story that he wanted to tell?" And he's like, "Then there would be no show."
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Because you just make all the kids work at the restaurant and that's it. No adventures, no nothing. Everyone stays here. Done. Show done. End. First episode. Boom. Nothing happens.
The kid that played him on Fresh Off the Boat has his own show, and
cool.
one of my friends was working with him on some stuff recently. So when that comes out, shout out to Gia. When that comes out, we'll mention it a little bit more and post some stuff because I think it's really cool. I saw in her story she was working with him, and she's also a musician. So I think she might have worked on some music with them, which is super interesting. So I'm very excited for her. So shout out to Gia. The kids over on Alien Earth, man. I gotta say though, there's some cool
demon
stuff.
cage, but don't mean demon cage.
No, but like,
come on, we're in space. Where's the demons at? They're on Earth.
There's like aliens in a cage, and the cage, the door to feed the aliens doesn't work.
Why and are you instead feeding
of in the case of these aliens, they're feeding them metal. Because for some reason these aliens eat metal, like they eat materials like plastic and stuff like that. It's very interesting. So instead of, but the cage itself, anyways, I won't even. So the cage doesn't open. The little tray section doesn't open. So he goes, you know what? I'll just go in the cage. And I'm like,
I'm a robot. I'll go in
exactly.
the cage. I'm a robot.
Thank you, Jaws.
You're not gonna do anything to me. I'm a robot. They
like metal, and I'm made of metal. I'm made of the tastiest metals.
I'm a human, right? I forgot. I mean,
very aggravating.
I could give it a little leeway. You know, I know. Like sometimes when someone's like, "Hey, where's my glasses?" I can't find my glasses, and they're like wearing them. And how's everything look? It looks very clear. How many fingers am I holding? 2. Just tell me where my glasses are. I can't find them.
Yeah, I can't even be mad because you're not wrong. It's the idea that like they put these child's brains in robot bodies, and then the children are kind of just like, I'm a human. Like one of the stories in the show is full on like this one kid is disassociating with reality because she's just like, I mean, I exist, right? Like I am who I am, right? And they're just like, yeah, just like. But like I looked at and like this kid is not processing the world they live in anymore. Like they're having trouble dealing with the fact that they're like a mind in a robot body.
You're a ghost in the machine.
Yes, and then there's like a reference. There's a reference to them being a ghost, and the kid's just like, I'm not a ghost, and starts like freaking out and like goes crazy. So it's like, okay, I get it. Like these kids are not doing well, which is part of the story. But good God, are they dumb sometimes, and it drives me up a wall. So I would say keep watching it though. Like shows
Brian has no empathy for your mental stability after realizing that you've been brought back to life, not of your own accord. Your family's not even here to say, yeah, we signed you away. No empathy for RoboCop, for Alex Murphy.
Dude, no empathy for RoboCop. They should have killed that McGough Rip. So why are you putting this?
They own his body. He signed the waiver.
I know.
That was the messed up part.
Don't sign the waivers.
You didn't know. It's part of his contract of being a cop when he got transferred.
That's so nasty. It's so crazy.
Hey, his left arm still functions. Like it's still all there. Get rid of it. You don't need that. Get rid of it. No, we'll save it. We'll save it. Don't worry.
So dark. So dark. I also, speaking of losing your left arm, crazy pivot. But Kate Dunlap on Gen V season 2, we've started back. If you guys remember, Kate had her arm blown off in last season. Now and her whole power is to touch people to control them. So it's very interesting. Watch her never like use her left arm, and then me wondering like, did they give her a new arm? Did they 3D print something? And it's just like, no, she ain't got no arm. I was like, that's so sad. I am enjoying the show. There've been some really cool things. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. It is very sad that the character, Chase, who was playing Andre, passed away. Chance, I think is his name. Chance. Apologies. Chance Perdomo, who was played Andre on Gen V, passed away from motorcycle accident. We actually talked about that when it happened at the last year. So this season is already a lot of them addressing the loss of that character Andre and the things that he did to be able to help the others survive. So it's a very interesting story, very interesting take of the character and the other characters. Eric Kripke, you are playing with the most dangerous of fires because your commentary on the current administration in the United States through this show, I hope and pray they leave you alone, because This is not subtle. Not subtle. Dude, there's a scene where they have banners up and the banners say "Make America Super Again."
Oh my god.
Which instead of MAGA, Jaws, what does it say? MASA? Massa.
Oh. Oh no. Ooh,
they're
boy.
spelling massa.
Ooh.
Make America super again? It's crazy. When I saw that, my first thought was, Kripke, my God, what are you doing? But yeah, so if you guys are fans of The Boys and Gen V, I mean, get back in, get ready, because this show is not holding back in the slightest. They are going full tilt all the way, call the insanity. So, and I would also recommend, if you guys have a chance, go see the movie The Long Walk. David Johnson, who was in Alien Romulus, speaking of Alien, is fantastic in the movie. Cooper Hoffman, I think, is Dustin Hoffman's son, right? Not Dustin Hoffman. What's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, okay.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm thinking of.
Is he the Colonel? You're not him, right?
No, the Colonel is played by Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because Philip Seymour Hoffman passed away, no?
I know, but his son his real life son.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know he had a son.
Yeah, Cooper Hoffman. I was right. Okay. Yeah, so Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper Hoffman, is also one of the leads in this. One of his first movies was Licorice Pizza that he did with Paul Thomas Anderson, and he's just really good in this movie. Him and David Johnson are fantastic in the film. It's really, I honestly, I remember when I saw the trailer thinking, is it going to be interesting to watch a movie about people walking? Like Jaws, when I say walking, the whole movie is walking. At every point that they cut to them, they're just walking. And it's good. Like, it's really good. And I'm shocked they were able to, reading this would probably make sense because you don't see them walking on a screen. In your head, you're just picturing people walking on a road together. In your mind, theater of the mind, you fill in everything, and it's such an interesting thing to see. But when you're filming it, trying to match the theater of the mind where people get to create anything they want, and now you have to try and make this 2-hour movie of people walking entertaining, and you do figure out how to do it, and you do figure out how to make it like fun and sad and crazy and shocking and dark and have moments of levity. Fantastic. So I'll give it to them. Definitely.
Yeah, I heard it's a really good and heavy movie, especially the ending's very powerful.
Oh, dude, that ending made me sad. I was like, I remember thinking like, oh, is it going to end the way I think it's going to end? And then it ends a different way. And I was just like, well, this is worse. This is worse. It hurts more. It hurts more this way. Why are you doing this to me? Sitting in the theater at the end being like, I'm good. I'm not going to break. You're not going to break me now. But anyways, so that's it. Those are all the things I've been checking out. And then if you guys do like industry news, I always highly recommend checking out Matt Bellany's podcast, The Town. That is like a very good behind the scenes kind of podcast. Like you get a whole bunch of the, like kind of similar to how Jaws' podcast gives you the idea of how to make something and like come up with the ideas. This podcast tells you which studio would probably buy the project and why and how and what mergers mean. Like I've been listening to this podcast talk about the Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery merger and stuff like that, and any other merger that's happened recently or lack thereof. Things that like Random House and Penguin. I learned all about all that stuff from that podcast. So highly recommend.
I didn't even know Skydance was that big where they could buy. I didn't know.
See?
You know what I mean? That's the weird part to me. The only thing I know about Skydance now is that the owner is the son of the guy that owns
the guy from
Oracle Systems.
Everything you're saying,
backbone of everything of the internet, of a lot of
everything you're saying is stuff that this podcast has been covering. When the first bid from Skydance came into Paramount ages ago, and they said Larry what's his name? Larry Oracle Ellison. When Larry Ellison's son, because it's not him who bought it.
No,
it's his son, David Ellison. So David Ellison owns Skydance. So I mean, saying that Skydance is big feels like a kind of trick of the trade, because it's not that Skydance is big. It's that David Ellison is the son of who was recently, as of this week, one of the top 5 richest people in the world, Larry Ellison.
Isn't he the richest man in America now? Like he dethroned.
He was. Yeah, he was for a couple days.
Dethrone Elon, I guess.
Yeah, he did for a couple days, but then dropped back. Yeah. So Larry Ellison and Oracle, which he is said to have created, but there's proof that he didn't, went about backing his son's bid to get Paramount from the Redstone family, I think they're called.
Oh, okay.
And they did it. And David then said, David and his dad, who are in bed, I guess I shouldn't say in bed, but are familiar with the current U.S. administration.
Yes.
Because of, all their political stands and stuff like that, now want to control Warner Brothers. And it's not just what we were saying at the beginning of this episode, that the buyers would be shutting down and there would be one less major buyer in the game. But there's also the fact that the buyers would be biased because Larry and David do lean more conservative. And if you're going to have less buyers in total, and then the buyers that are there tend to lean a very specific way, then Hollywood, which, people have always yelled about the weirdo coastal elites and their blah, 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 and their farms of all the BS that the non-coastal, or I guess the unfortunate statement, flyover states, but not that I feel that way about those states, but that there's this kind of divide between those people and the people who live on the coast being where people landed at first and probably where there's more money. When they're going to start leaning very conservative, and they're going to probably buy less TV shows, movies, or films about Asian Americans or Blacks or Latinos, and they're going to start leaning more towards very specific white male fronted stories, probably a lot more war movies, military industrial complex. Those are all very sad and unfortunate things to think about. So just to be mindful of who's buying what. And that's one of the reasons I listen to the podcast like The Town, because hearing who's buying, and The Town doesn't even have a bias. They're just like, these guys are trying to buy these guys. And I'm there sitting down like, okay, if these guys buy these guys, that means, oh God, like I'm realizing what it means. These guys are just reporting. I'm the one panicking over here thinking we're so fucked if these very rich billionaires can start buying up Paramount and Warner Brothers and God who knows what else they want to buy, because it's scary. Thank God for Sony.
They've already done that.
Oh God, yeah.
Social media stuff. They've already bought that.
Dude. Oh, that's the other thing. Oracle is one of the companies that's trying to bid on TikTok.
Oh yeah, well, is it Oracle or is it the son is again?
I don't know if it was David, but I understood that it was Larry specifically, the dad, who wanted to put in a bid for a TikTok. But we should be concerned.
Oh, that's it. And also they don't want to consider themselves a media company. They want to pivot everything into a technology company as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was smart, that's what I would do too. Because if I'm competing with Apple and Amazon and their tech companies, and what the big joke that people make about Apple TV Plus is that Apple TV Plus is a rounding error for Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people make like all their TV shows and everything they do. Oh, you're like Severance. Congratulations. You want another Emmy? Sure. Just put it in the pile over there in the corner, because we have more important things like the multi-billion-dollar smartphone industry that we're essentially killing over here in the States. And this other thing we have with our iOS operating systems and every major studio using our computers to edit all their films. Like that's who we care about. We don't care that you're making a TV show. So that's the sad part, So if Oracle can become the tech company that is also buying all these like studios,
Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing as Amazon. Dude, when we were kids, the idea of like Amazon MGM would have been the biggest joke in the world.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like something you would have seen in like a parody movie of the future, where the delivery company, the like online goods delivery company, bought one of the biggest movie studios in the world.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's now Amazon MGM.
But then it's sort of like you would say like which one of all these companies is the weakest, and you kind of say maybe MGM because they were going out of business like back in the 80s or something, and then they got bought up. Like so like there's like a history of them kind of faltering a bit. So you
I'm just shocked that another studio.
I completely agree. Like you wouldn't think that the next James Bond's being made by Amazon. Like it doesn't make any sense.
That's crazy to me.
Rocky's now owned by Amazon.
Yo. and why didn't any other movie studio buy up like I don't understand why no one else tried to buy MGM.
I think maybe because they feel that their properties are too old, too legacy. Everyone else that would be into it has aged out already, and you want to try to find a new hotness to get the new kids.
Like Mission Impossible is just, and my buddy's gonna hate me, but Mission Impossible is essentially a poor man's Bond. That's what they're doing over there.
I think it's a different type of Bond.
It's Bond meets Fast and Furious.
I feel like the problem with Mission Impossible is that it was supposed to be a team movie.
Right.
And like maybe one or two of those movies actually do that, and then the rest of it is just mostly Tom Cruise. It's the Tom Cruise. It's the Ethan Hunt show.
Yeah,
and I think that's the most annoying part about that series.
I see what you're saying. I'm just saying when I look at what Bond is, and when I look at what like every other American major spy franchise has tried to do, Bond is the originator, and they're all doing these kind of crazy, wild versions of that.
Yeah.
When you could have just, if I'm any studio, if I'm Warner Brothers, why am I not buying MGM to take over Bond? You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Well, because I mean, probably at the time they didn't know if the Broccolis would come along with that.
True.
You can't just do whatever you want with it because it's the film franchise is owned by a family, and now they don't own it anymore.
I know, and that's why, and that I guess to your point, that's why you need to be a tech company, because Bezos had the money to say, pay them whatever you need to pay them to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know if Warner Brothers would have been able to do that. They wouldn't have had the money to pay them off to be like, here, take this and go away. Yeah. Well, man, crazy.
And also that merger. The merger with Warner Brothers and is it Discovery or who
Discovery, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and then now that's getting demerged because it's not doing well.
Yeah. So they're trying to demerge, but Paramount's trying to buy them before they demerge, which I don't fully understand. Because that's another thing I heard on the town. Everyone's saying, why would you try and do that now? Let them demerge, and then pick up the good stuff and let the bad stuff fall to the wayside. So it's gonna be very interesting. Anyways, man, that's the whole show. Is there anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to remind the people about?
I would say check out Transformer Slag and check out the Toy Armada podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
Dope. And guys, once again, shout outs to TT and the Reasonable Troublemakers podcast. They drop every Tuesday at 10 a.m. New episode available, dropped yesterday. So we look forward to you guys jumping on that. Also, keep checking out all stuff Geek Cypher, GEEKCYPHA, written right up there on the screen. Or if you're listening to this, it's on your phone screen or wherever you're watching this, wherever you're listening to. We write it and we mark it down as much as possible. And to all the people who've been following and jumping in the comments on our TikToks and been supporting, thank you. We appreciate it. It's we're trying our best to get out there and be more social on the socials, and we appreciate you guys supporting us. That's the end of the show. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to another one. We'll be back soon. Peace, y'all. Have a good one.